Then, as soon as Blake Lively filed her complaint, Liz Plank was out. Instantly said she quit, a show of support and solidarity with Blake after everything dropped.
Looks like Blake Lively is tripling down on a gag order to stop Justin Baldoni from publishing all of their text messages. People were sort of just noticing that Blake Lively was not the nicest person. Like, she was a mean girl, tone deaf, or things that were...
The ongoing legal battle involving Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Justin Baldoni has taken a dramatic twist, with Candace Owens now stepping in to reveal shocking new details. What was initially focused on the lawsuit has now escalated as it appears Blake Lively's team is targeting insiders who have spoken out against her and Reynolds. New reports indicate that Lively and Reynolds' legal team are aggressively trying to control the narrative, going after those who have leaked damaging information. Meanwhile, Owens has uncovered evidence suggesting that Ryan Reynolds' alleged excessive control over Blake Lively has been a significant behind-the-scenes issue. With more text messages, videos, and insider accounts surfacing, it seems the situation is getting more complex by the day, and Candace Owens is not holding back.
Because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor. Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull, because you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to do. And so it was a really strange position to be in.
With their public image on the line, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' legal team has reportedly been working around the clock to suppress damaging reports and discredit whistleblowers. Rather than focusing on proving their case, it seems they are more preoccupied with silencing insiders who could potentially harm their reputations. If they were truly confident in their innocence, why resort to such extreme measures to shut down evidence? This desperate legal strategy is only raising more questions about what they could be trying to hide.
Then, as soon as Blake Lively filed her complaint, Liz Plank was out. Instantly said she quit, a show of support and solidarity with Blake after everything dropped. And people began looking into it. Particularly, there was this TikToker, Steph with the Deets, who had showed that perhaps the reason that motivated her to get on the side of Blake Lively without actually looking into anything, or at least speaking to her co-host and hearing his side of things, may have been what we have discovered since, a repeat sort of Ryan Reynolds psychopathic strategy of essentially love bombing people, giving them roles they don't deserve in places that they don't belong, and basically pretending to be the best, most amazing friend, because the person that they're targeting, the person that they want to isolate, is a person like Justin Baldoni who's connected to that individual. It's all about isolation. And so Liz Plank was a perfect person for them to go after, because first and foremost, if you don't know anything about her, I had never heard her name before this scandal.
Candace Owens has now uncovered new information suggesting that Ryan Reynolds may have exerted excessive control over Blake Lively. If these claims are true, it could shed light on some of the questionable decisions Blake has made throughout this legal battle. Sources allege that Ryan has been the one pulling the strings behind the scenes, attempting to orchestrate a defense that will shield both of them from legal and PR fallout. However, this strategy may ultimately backfire, potentially making things even worse for both of them in the long run.
So 2 days after Blake Lively filed her federal complaint in court, her CRD complaint in Los Angeles, her Sisterhood of the Lively Pants Friends actresses, America Ferrera, Amber Rose, Tamlin, and Alexis Bledel, I think is her name. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Anyways, they were her co-stars in a 2005 film, and they have maintained their friendship over years.
In another shocking development, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have allegedly tried to shut down a website that was preparing to release text messages and video evidence against them. The big question is, why would they want this website taken down if the evidence was fabricated? Their efforts to control what information reaches the public are making it increasingly difficult for them to maintain their claim of innocence. If these texts and videos turn out to be genuine, it could dramatically shift public perception of both Blake and Ryan.
Looks like Blake Lively is tripling down on a gag order to stop Justin Baldoni from publishing all of their text messages. What is she actually afraid of here?
Now, a co-worker of Ryan Reynolds has come forward with new information about his involvement in the legal controversy. This could prove to be a significant development, especially if the co-worker has direct knowledge of how Ryan has been handling the situation behind the scenes. With more people speaking out against them, Blake and Ryan's ability to control the narrative seems to be slipping away, making it increasingly difficult for them to maintain their carefully crafted image.
People were sort of just noticing that Blake Lively was not the nicest person. Like, she was a mean girl, tone deaf, or things that were being called out. And just for sake of brevity, like, the two big things were she was promoting her alcohol brand during a film that's about domestic violence, which was just a really bad look. That domestic violence is triggered by alcoholism, but she's, named one of the drink's premiere after the abuser character in the movie.
Another resurfaced clip appears to show Blake Lively admitting to stealing and lying to directors. If this footage proves to be authentic, it could serve as additional evidence to support Baloney's claims against her. This new development raises even more questions about her credibility in the ongoing lawsuit, potentially weakening her defense and fueling further doubt about her actions during the legal battle.
I think I've just done it enough. You learn to sort of, when I was younger in my life and career, I would sort of shape myself to the version of myself that I thought that they wanted. Or when I would show up on a set, I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say.
In yet another unexpected twist, Blake Lively appears to have exposed herself by admitting to manipulative behavior. This admission could prove damaging in court, especially since Baloney's legal team is arguing that she attempted to manipulate the media against him. If Lively's own words align with the pattern of behavior Baloney is accusing her of, it could make the case even more challenging for her, further undermining her defense and complicating her position in the lawsuit.
TMZ, according to Blake Lively, she says, "I want to have authorship." You know what you do in those instances, Blake? You direct your own movie. That worked really well for Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck wrote the screenplay of Good Will Hunting. He won the Oscar with Matt Damon for that screenplay. It was nice. Ben Affleck has been in great movies. Ben Affleck has experience, great experience as a director as well. But it's not like he's an actor in a movie and he's trying to, like, I'm acting in this movie, I'm trying to mess with the role of the director because I have this vision.
Another resurfaced clip has raised even more concerns about Blake Lively's history of misleading behavior. At this point, it's becoming clear that her past actions are coming back to haunt her, making it increasingly difficult for her to maintain a solid defense. With each new piece of damaging footage, questions are mounting. How much more evidence will surface, and how much further could this hurt her case?
It's just as important to say, okay, I believe in this, and that's why I'm standing up for it, and that's why I'm not being difficult. And then there are other moments to go like, am I the in the room? Like, what is happening here? I would show up on a set. I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say.
The situation is escalating for Blake Lively as new evidence continues to expose more lies she has told in the past. Her credibility was already under scrutiny, but this latest revelation makes it even harder for the public to trust her. With each new contradiction, the pressure mounts. At what point will her defense completely collapse under the weight of these inconsistencies?
Here's a question for all of the lawyers out there, or legal scholars. I am one of those. Perez Hilton here. And if somebody lies in their legal complaint, is that illegal? Because in his lawsuit against Taylor Swift's bestie and her husband Ryan Reynolds, Justin Baldoni alleges that Blake Lively boldly lied. Repeatedly. But we will talk about one instance that has many ripples and proof. Justin Baldoni seemingly has a lot of evidence to back up his claims. If you remember, one of the very first stories that came out of the whole It Ends With Us drama was this one allegation Blake Lively felt Justin Baldoni fat-shamed her.
A newly uncovered video of Blake Lively has surfaced, and sources claim it completely undermines her case. If this footage contradicts her statements in court, she could be facing serious legal trouble. This new development adds another layer of complexity to her already difficult situation, making her defense even harder to maintain.
Blake Lively might have just done herself in the battle with Justin Baldoni, although she didn't do it intentionally. It was something she said
long before she ever worked with Justin Baldoni.
right, but there's something she said that has now been resurfaced, and it is right on the nose as far as what the issues are in her battle with Justin Baldoni. Back in 2022, she was speaking at a Forbes Power Women Summit.
Yeah.
After years of maintaining a pristine public image, it seems Blake Lively's past is finally catching up with her. With so many people coming forward now, it's clear that the industry is no longer afraid to expose the truth. Her once flawless reputation is now in serious jeopardy, and the growing number of revelations threatens to tarnish her carefully crafted persona.
Because I also saw the news from my last video. This is not the first instance that she has had issues. Gossip Girl, late ministry, had issues with her, couldn't stand her. Armie Hammer was supposed to do a larger episode arc when he guest starred on Gossip Girl, being a love interest of her, and he had to cut it short because he couldn't work with her. A lot of the cast and crew has come out and said that she was super difficult to work with. That was a show that she was on for years and years, and she starred in Simple Plan with Anna Kendrick, that movie where Blake Lively, Fabulous for Fashion, was released. Like movie. Her and Anna Kendrick did get along, which now all of a sudden I think they're going to make a part 2. And the director of that movie has since come out and said that he supports Blake through all of this, which is a funny idea, but there were issues on that movie. A lot of people.
The revelations coming from Candace Owens and various insiders are making it increasingly difficult for Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds to escape this growing scandal. With new clips exposing Blake's manipulative tactics, Ryan's alleged controlling behavior, and legal documents surfacing daily, their desperate attempts to silence critics are only making them appear guiltier. Each new piece of evidence seems to be pushing them deeper into a corner, with their efforts to control the narrative only raising more questions.
Speaking of which, it's time for a thing I hate that is actually attached to the Blake Lively Justin Baldoni situation. So, I had the misfortune a couple of months ago of being on a plane and looking for a movie to watch and settling on Deadpool versus Wolverine. I know some people like this movie. Some people are stupid. This movie is bad. It is a bad movie.
As more and more people continue to speak out, the walls are closing in on Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. The real question now is how much longer they can maintain this facade before the truth completely unravels. With each new revelation, it seems like the pressure is mounting, and it's only a matter of time before everything comes to light.